Well, spring sports may be winding down along with the school year, but the Iowa baseball team is still high in action awaiting the Big Ten tournament later this month. However, before tournament play begins, the Hawkeyes have 2 more regular season series, starting with the Nebraska Cornhuskers this weekend. But maybe that's what they should have expected. FDU is one of 2 16 seeds to ever win on the men's side of the tournament, and tonight some of that March magic found its way over to the women's team. And while the goalkeeping room is relatively inexperienced when it comes to in-game action, the defensive line in front of them has a ton of experience and leadership to lean on. Well, with the school year coming to a close, we've built up a robust catalog from 9 months of Hawkeye sports. We combed through all the best moments this year and came up with this selection as our top 5 plays of the year. That's right, Cole. McCollum has already hosted a couple of players on visits, headlined by transfer center Andrew McKeever. And the name I'm looking at, Xavier Wankpa, down at the bottom, guy who had a 5-star pedigree, so he has that NFL ability they projected. Didn't fully put it together in college, but definitely an opportunity to make some noise. Last night, Hawkeye fans went to bed dreaming of a signature field-storming victory. Instead, they're heading into a bye week, still wondering when their team will take the next step. Well, Iowa will look to win the series against the Huskers for the 2nd year in a row. Game 1 between them is set for Friday at 6 p.m. in Lincoln. A lot of amazing stories this year about incredibly talented athletes and unforgettable moments. From football Saturdays to Days of the Diamond and Hawkeye March Madness, it has been a season filled with incredible memories. For one last time in the Extreme Arena, the Iowa Heartlanders fans and players left it all on the ice. It was an emotional farewell to a team that had called Coralville its home for 5 years, but it was also an existence marred by low attendance.
People don't know what's going on. You can talk to people here in Coralville and they don't even know that there's a team here.
While most people will focus on what the team didn't do, attracting the local college crowd or winning at a consistent rate, there is still a group of loyal supporters hurting from the team's loss. They supported the team through their best days, including their playoff appearance in 2025, and their worst, as the team finished 29th of 30 in the ECHL this year.
I've worked for a lot of teams, I've rooted for a lot of teams. This might be my favorite team ever.
Iowa isn't known as a hockey state, and for many Heartlanders fans, the team acted as a vessel to introduce them to the sport. For others, it was a way to create a local tie to the game.
We got my dad a sweater for Father's Day like before the first season began, so since before day 1.
Iowa doesn't have a pro sports team in any of the major leagues, with the closest NHL team being the Chicago Blackhawks, over a 3-hour drive away. Even the Extreme Arena where the Heartlanders play is located off campus from the University of Iowa, and getting transportation to and from a game can end up costing more than the ticket itself. While it had been a tumultuous season for the Iowa Heartlanders to this point, they still gave the fans a grandstand finish they were expecting. Though the Heartlanders had blown multiple third-period leads this season, this time the team rallied from 2 goals down in a third-period comeback. And throughout the game, there were tributes to the team's broadcaster, David Fine, their PA announcer, and their superfan, Mark Corver.
I don't think I'm anything special. I'm just a guy that likes hockey, and occasionally in the second period, I let the opposing goalie know he's a bum.
But in overtime, it took just 24 seconds for the Bloomington Bison to end the Heartlanders' storybook farewell, leading fans to cope with the inevitable, the end.
I came out here because I fell in love with this team, and it's really that simple.
Some fans are still holding out hope for a return in the 2027-28 season, while others believe this suspension signals the end of the road. Well, the Heartlanders head into an uncertain period where the team's future is in doubt, but one thing's for sure, these fans truly care about their hockey team. From the Extreme Arena, Ryan Paris, DI TV Sports.
This is a police department. This stops here. Who's in charge?
In November 2024, police found a group of blindfolded pledges covered in ketchup, mustard, and alcohol inside the basement of the Alpha Delta Phi house. But the social media reaction to recently released police body cam footage is drawing more attention than ever before. In addition to garnering millions of views from news outlets across TikTok, YouTube, and other platforms, body cam footage-focused accounts and regular users have also been cashing in on the virality.
I think the biggest factor in its spreading was just the look of it. Right? You see this footage going down in the basement and it feels like a horror movie.
Some of the most popular body cam footage accounts routinely rack up thousands of views per video, often relying on sensational titles to drive clicks. Since body cam footage is public record and copyright free, it creates a low-risk, high-reward situation for people looking to drive clicks.
Research tells us that stuff that has an emotional connection or emotional reaction from users is really what's going to make a difference.
The original footage has gone on to inspire dozens of memes and parodies that have gone on to gain millions of views and hundreds of thousands of likes on their own.
It might put fraternities under greater scrutiny to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because in the end, this reflects poorly on the university.
When asked for comment, the university stood by their original statement to DITV. The frat was suspended in February last year, and its earliest reinstatement is July 2029. And it's important to note that channels who spread the videos have no legal requirement to take them down. From the University of Iowa, Ryan Paris, DITV. One of the University of Iowa's most successful athletic teams isn't even an official NCAA sport. The Iowa Club softball team, comprised of and ran by Iowa students, has dominated their conference in recent years. They've won in 3 of the last 4 seasons, with a national runner-up finish in 2023. Their conference also features Iowa State, Nebraska, Kansas, Kansas State, and Wayne State's club teams, who are comparable in skill to lower division and community college softball squads. In some cases, choosing a college can come down to academics or softball, but the club gives its players a chance to get the best of both worlds.
We have some girls that have played at community colleges and then transfer in. We have a lot that just chose not to play softball, and then you learn about club, and it's just like an awesome thing to join.
One of the keys to the team's sustained success is the closeness between players, both on and off the field. They only practice twice a week, but when they're not on the field, they're still hanging out, developing chemistry.
It's really nice to know that like they have my back, not just out there on the field, but like in life.
One of the big things that separates club sports is that everything is facilitated and funded by the players, from running practices to scheduling and traveling to games.
My freshman year, we went to the World Series, and so it was a little bit hectic of getting finals done and then immediately turning around and playing a whole tournament, but it was still fun, and like I would say it's worth it.
In addition to the World Series tournament trips, the team has also been able to play invite tournaments in Panama City Beach and Indianapolis.
It's a lower stakes than the real team, but more competitive than, say, an intramural team.
At its core, the club gives its players a chance to continue playing the sport they love at the next level. From the HTRC, Ryan Paris, DI TV Sports.